You know, the thumbnail makes me think of TCBY. And yes, I know that that's ice cream on the thumbnail and TCBY is frozen yogurt. But anyway, if you remember TCBY, put a 1 in the comments. Many of you probably will not remember, but it's all good. Some people got to have it. Money, 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 money. Yes, you know the rest. You know the rest. Welcome to Perry Unlikely. I'm extremely excited to sprinkle this gem on you today. If you like money, this is the place for you. And if you don't, but we'll have fun regardless. It is important that you remember I'm not a financial advisor. So before you invest in anything, seek the help of a financial advisor and also always do your own research. Crypto is the wild, wild west. And if you don't do your research, you will get burned. So make sure to do your research. Extremely excited about SundaeSwap. And the reason for that is, first of all, because it is on the long-awaited blockchain Cardano. Since we have smart contracts now, it's time to build the dApps, and that is when the ecosystem comes alive. So all those who talked about Charles Hoskinson for years, it's time to put your money where your mouth is because it's time for Cardano to perform. Really excited about this one. Cardano is one that in the beginning I just said, you know what? I'm just holding this. I'm going to buy and hold, and that is exactly what I've done. And now it's time for the rubber to meet the road. For starters, what's a DEX? A DEX is a decentralized exchange. Now, the Coca-Cola of DEXs, I would like to say, is Uniswap. Uniswap is on Ethereum. What a DEX is and a decentralized exchange, the easiest way to put it is most people are familiar with Coinbase or Gemini or Binance, Crypto.com. These are centralized exchanges. Well, the difference between a DEX is obviously it's decentralized, so it's peer-to-peer. You're not dependent on a centralized entity. You are depending on an automated market maker. And to explain that very quickly, I can contribute to a pool where I will receive rewards for doing so, and those rewards come from the fees. So what happens is, let's say that I would like to contribute Uniswap, for example. Well, if I want to contribute $500 worth of Uniswap, the Uni token, I would contribute $500 to that, and I would also contribute $500 worth of ETH. So you've got some on both sides, and that allows others to come in and they can get Uniswap directly from the pool. So I'm contributing, getting rewards for that. They don't have to go to a centralized exchange. Of course, one of the only issues with that is fees because of Ethereum. That's something they're hoping to fix, but it's called gas fees. And at times they get extremely expensive. That's why they say Uniswap is a rich man's game. And part of the time it is. So I mentioned Uniswap to begin with, and there's a reason for that. It's like the Coca-Cola of these platforms, and it was the original, but it's not the only one. There would go on to be several more. There would go on to be SushiSwap, which the father of DeFi, Andre Cronje, would finally get involved with. There would go on to be PancakeSwap. There would go on to be BakerySwap, which is on the Binance Smart Chain, both of those. And there would even go on to be BurgerSwap. Yes, that's correct. That's BurgerSwap. The reason I'm mentioning these and not mentioning the many other decentralized exchanges that I could literally name from now until Christmas is because these are basically a cookie cutter, or we'll say copycat, directly of the code from Uniswap. So that's why I wanted to use that. As well, just to name one more, there's Honeyswap on XDAI. So there's various ones on different blockchains, but these all basically originated from the granddaddy of them all, and that would be Uniswap. Pretty revolutionary, honestly. The way I think about it is, you think about the internet and then think about where social media lies in that platform. Maybe it's not that far, but think about crypto, and then boom, we have Uniswap, a major advancement in this space. And the numbers these things are kicking out as far as volume is unbelievable. Cardano's been long awaited. Ethereum is still going through some things. They have not launched 2.0 yet. That will help, as I mentioned, with the gas fees. But what we have to pay attention to is Charles Hoskinson took a different approach. That's why it's taken quite some time. And now that it has arrived, this ecosystem is going to be booming. It has not yet launched. See, with Uniswap was in existence, and then they decided to do the iconic drop of the tokens. It was an airdrop where they gave anyone who would use the platform 400 tokens, and those tokens went on to make people a ton of money. Anyone who had used the platform prior. With SundaeSwap, it is going to be in existence from the beginning. Now, what the SundaeSwap token is, it is a governance token. If you have these tokens, you will get a chance to govern how the protocol works into the future. Something else that's really thrilling about it is the fact that if you're new to crypto and you haven't had a chance to, work with Uniswap or the Binance Smart Chain, then you probably don't understand how big of a deal it is when you get a chance for all these projects that get launched pretty much day one to have a chance as soon as they go on the DEX to get a chance to buy into them. We see multiples of 100x, 200x. It's astronomical. So because Cardano is finally going to be working with smart contracts, we are going to see a plethora of new projects come on. These tokens that you're able to get on the platform that operate within the Cardano ecosystem are going to be major as well. So you got to think about that. So much opportunity right now. So I know you want to know the specs and what makes this any different than Uniswap and all the others. The fees are already lower on Cardano with ADA than they are with Ethereum already. So that is a great thing. So you're going to spend less to be able to get into different projects, which definitely helps. So you're not fighting in a rich man's game. Really, this should allow most anyone to do a swap and have some exposure to the various tokens within the ecosystem. Second of all, at the beginning when DEXs such as this launch, there's just so much enthusiasm and opportunity. So to get a chance to get in on it this early, it's only going to make your pockets fatter if you get in, do some research, and figure out what coins to get into. You absolutely have to be careful. Now, when is it supposed to launch? It is supposed to launch in Q4. I would expect there to be an announcement on that launching anytime, to be honest, within the next couple of weeks. SundaeSwap will have 2 billion tokens. Now understand that that is the max supply, and Uniswap has a max supply of 1 billion. Just to give you an idea, the distribution does matter. So just because there's 2 billion doesn't mean they're all coming into existence from the beginning. They are not, but it's important that you do know the max supply. Whenever it comes time to a token launching, you always have to pay attention to when those coins will hit the market. So you have to pay attention to when the team and the investors are going to be able to have access to their tokens. So when it comes to SundaeSwap, team investor and advisor tokens, which have been allocated to date, are vested and will be released on a 4-year team or a 2-year investor/advisors schedule with an agreed selling schedule on top of the vesting schedule. Vested tokens are released monthly on a prorated base. So for the team, we're looking at 4 years, and for the investors/advisors, we're looking at 2 years. So for the first year with the team, that's 125 million tokens. And with the investors/advisors, that's 150 million. When we get to the second year, for the team, we got 250 million. And for the investors/advisors, we got 300 million. And then at that point, for the investors/advisors, it will be over. And then on the third year, we've got the team who will be able to get 375 million. And in the fourth year, 500 million. And that is the table. These are things you need to know because that downward selling pressure, like I said, it affects your pockets. So always pay attention to that because there have been projects where the team can basically dump right away. You go into it and guess what? It goes up some, they dump, you're left holding bags. So it's important that there is a good vesting schedule. As I stated earlier, this is a governance token, so it's going to guide the way the protocol goes moving forward. When it comes to the tokens, the public will have 55%, the team will have 25%, investors 13%, future hires 5%, and advisors 2%. So that is the Sunday allocation. SundaeSwap is comprised of a team of 10 individuals, and it looks like there's 3 advisors as well. And I'm going to put every single piece of information and links to it that you need in the description. I'm talking about the social media, Twitter, the Discord, everything you need to know, where you can get to their Medium, and as well where you can check out their Reddit. Everything will be in the description. You definitely should check this out. I cannot say enough how big of a deal this is going to be when it launches. Now, if you want to be able to make a comparison as far as how much potential there is, because remember, there also is opportunities for you to contribute to the pool as well and make money that way. Just think about this. Uniswap back in April broke 10 billion in trading volume within a 7-day period. That's massive. So obviously we had the market retrace in May, so things slowed down. But just think about the massive amount of money that people are putting in to this as it continues to grow. We're just really touching the surface, and to see that Cardano is at a point where they're going to be able to generate maybe not the same as 10 billion in a week to start off, obviously, but down the road, I have no doubt that it's probably going to get there. I've also put the white paper down in the description. For those of you who don't know what a white paper is, anytime you want to know about a cryptocurrency, you need to check out the white paper. It is essentially the blueprint for the coin. Something else you also want to look at anytime we look at a new project, you really want to pay attention to who has invested in it. And you want to pay attention to the partners. So as far as who's invested in this project early, we have CFund, Alameda Capital, and we have Double Peak Group. And as far as the partners, Runtime Verification and M Labs. So these investors and partners are no stranger to the blockchain space. So really, this is just the first video that I have on SundaeSwap, and I thought it really important just to put it on your radar. So from this point moving forward, you really want to pay attention to it. Really, when it comes to this and having a DEX on the Cardano ecosystem, there are going to be coins that you're going to have access to that literally can make you a ton overnight. I hate to talk about people making a lot of money overnight because people get expectations that just aren't realistic. But in this space, it is possible. But if you don't do your research, you're going to get burned. So I do have to say that. I have to give you that disclaimer because it's simply the fact. But when you think about all Cardano has been through to get to this point, you've got something that's exciting, especially for those that have been in the space that understand how big of a deal Uniswap was. So to get to a point where you're going to get to do that with Cardano and it's going to be cheaper. And at the same time, you got Cardano NFTs launching and so much around it, and the bull run likely in the next 4 months to take its next leg up. I don't think it could have been at a better timing. And I still believe Cardano in this cycle can reach $7 to $8. Some people are calling for 10, and I would not be surprised to see that. But as I always say, it does depend on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is the leader of the market, and that has not changed. So I wanted to bring you SundaeSwap because it's one you really need to pay attention to. If there's something you don't see down in the description, please let me know. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment. And as we get there, I can do another video if you have further questions on how to use it and things like that. I will even post another video if that's what you'd like to see. Thank you for watching Perry Unlikely as always. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications if you want to stay up to date on the latest content that I drop. And also make sure if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.